All right, LDBC, this is your boy, the coach. You're live on the Coach Show, live. Okay, a subscriber asked me to wanted me to hear my thoughts on the whole whites only town in Arkansas. Okay, I'm going to tell you this. If a subscriber asked me to make a video, I'm probably going to end up making a video because this part of my channel, I like making videos for subscribers. I do. That want to hear my thoughts on anything. Well, I'll tell you this, okay? I don't really care what these people do. If these people don't want to be around anything black, brown, Asian, Indian, it don't matter. If they don't want to be around anything other than people that look like them, I'm not offended. Hell, just get far away from me, okay? If that's what you want, good. I'm not finna be in a rush to try to, be around you or try to inhabit that land that they've inhabited. They bought the land. They bought it with their money, and they bought 160 acres. And look, that's on them. That's on them. They want to do what it do. They want to do what it do, and they want to keep their own people together. Got no problem with that. Now I'm gonna tell you what I do have an issue with these type of when they do this, guys. Y'all know that this is not the first only sundown town, the first only whites only town in America. There's several. I got one right here where I live, and I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm going to tell you the town name and everything, but I'm going to tell you a story of what happened in this town. See, traditionally, these towns that, these whites-only towns, they don't just sit into the sunset and leave you alone. They fuck with you, and I'm keeping it 100. They don't just sit back and leave you alone, and that's my only issue. Now, if you're going to sit over there and leave everybody alone, man, I don't really care, because I'm not going over there. But if you get somebody unsuspecting, like that don't keep up with news and stuff like we do here on this YouTube, and if they just pass through that unknowingly, just pass through that, they got to stop, they have a breakdown. See, those people, their lives are probably going to be in trouble because they're not just going to, befriend you and be nice to you. They're going to harass the hell out of you is what they're going to do. Okay, I tell you a story, and I tell you the town, okay? It's a town called China Grove. And we all know that that's a sundown town. We know it. We've been knowing it for years. My grandmama, my mama, my daddy, don't stop in China Grove for anything. You just, you call somebody to come get you or whatever. Well, okay, so my car was running out of gas, okay? And if I passed China Grove, I wouldn't be able to get gas. I mean, my car would have run out of gas on the highway at night. And the only place, it was a gas station right off the exit in China Grove. So I parked my car on the outside of the exits. I tried to, call some of my boys. And it's one of them nights that I couldn't get anybody to come out to come near China Grove. And wasn't nobody going to do it anyway. The majority of the people, they ain't doing it. Ain't nobody coming up there because they know what's going to happen. It's a sundown town. So I took my car and I poured it into this gas station, okay? Now, this was an old school gas station. I'm talking about, like, guys, when I tell you the pumps, or like we in damn Mayberry RFD or some Andy Griffith land, like it ain't no place on the pump where you can like put your card in. Okay? Like these are legit old school pumps where you got to go inside and you got to go pay at the cash register. So I went inside to go pay at the cash register, and the guy, as soon as I walk in there, man, he looking at me, staring at me. He go, "Hey man, what's going on? What you doing?" I said, I'm finna get some gas. "Oh, okay." He said, "So are you passing through here or you staying?" I said, "Man, that ain't none of your damn business. If I stay, I stay. If I pass through, I pass through. I just need some gas." He said, "Oh, okay. Are you going to somebody's house?" Like, what? I'm like, well, I said, "Who are you, the fucking police? Who are you?" I said, just give me some gas." "Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to give you some gas." So, I went to the pump and started pumping my gas. So I look up, and dude is staring at me, right? Dude is staring at me from inside the store. Just looking real suspicious. So I go to my glove box and, I go get my piece. And I put it on my side. Okay, he saw me do it, okay? So he went back into the store. And I was thinking, man, what the hell is he doing? Okay, maybe he, saw the gun and was like, I'm going to leave him alone. Nope. So I finished pumping my gas, and not even 5 minutes after I left that exit, the damn China Grove police, they pulled me over. I'm back on the highway and everything. They got back on the highway. And they pulled me over. And the officer got out the car. He said, "Hey, man, the gentleman back there at the gas station said you pulled a gun out on him." I did what? He said, the gentleman said you pulled a gun out on him. I said, nope. I said, sir, I'm going to tell you what happened, okay? I said I went in to get some gas, and he started asking me questions. And I said, I'm a concealed carry owner. I'm a concealed carry owner, okay? I didn't pull a gun out on him. He said, well, can I search the vehicle? I said, no, you can't search the vehicle. I'm not letting you search the vehicle. For what? Am I arrested? No. Because, in China Grove, these cops, they corrupt, man. And I wasn't going to have you search my vehicle while I stand far back. You searching my vehicle, and then you either plant something on me or you accuse me of doing something else. Or moreover, you turn around and shoot me. Okay, it's been a lot of unsolved murders in China Grove, and I wasn't finna be one of them. And I had my camera rolling the whole time. I had my camera, and I said, sir, well, I got my camera, and I had my camera rolling. And stupid me, I didn't cut the camera off when I left the gas station. But I cut the camera on because I knew this dude. I knew this was years ago, and I knew this dude was gonna be on some bullshit. I knew he was. So I cut the camera on. And I showed them officers, look, man. He said, oh, have you been recording this whole time? Yeah. So when they figured out that I was recording the whole time, they chilled out. They watched the video. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, so that's what happened? Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, well, hey, you drive safely. See, I don't know what they were planning, y'all. I don't know what they were planning, but I can guarantee you, it wasn't going to be me returning home in one piece. I can tell you that. But it's a sundown town. And I knew better. I just didn't want to be stranded on the highway, so I took my chances. But I don't even care, man. I mean, I won't be stupid. I won't be stupid again, I'll call my AAA. I'll do what I got to do. But I'll never do that again. Never. Because I could have lost my life, man. Because all he had to do was call some more of his friends instead of the cops. I probably would have got killed. But it's neither here nor there, man. But those sundown towns, they harass people. Like, guys, honestly, okay, now I grew up in a black neighborhood. We had some white neighbors move in. And, the neighborhood treated them like family. They was invited to the cookouts and everything. The neighborhood treated them like family. But, folks, how many of y'all ever moved into a predominantly white neighborhood? I know I have before. And it's like, it's a war, bro. You be having to cuss them out, man. Like, they do stuff like come onto your property. Like try to tell you, what you can and can't do. And it got to a point, man, where you was going to either hurt one of them people. See, it's like you're on the end of one spectrum. If I was in a black neighborhood, well, I was thinking in my head, I'm going to end up like hurting one of these little young, PG-13 child. I'm going to end up hurting one of these dudes. I'm going to end up hurting them because if I find one more dude in my car, I'm finna put a hole in him. You have to worry about your car getting broken into. People trying to break in your house. Like, folks, and I'm just being honest with y'all, you do. So I moved out the black neighborhood and moved to, more predominantly white neighborhood. Well, you get harassed on that end. No, they're not trying to steal your stuff, but they're trying to police your house. They're trying to police, your living experience in that neighborhood. Okay? They're trying to police that. And it's like, okay, so what do you do, man? Do you go? Do you stay in a predominantly black neighborhood? Do you stay there? Okay, do you get all your stuff stolen and possibly go to jail because you're gonna hurt one of these dudes? Or do you go to the predominantly white neighborhood where you got somebody policing your house, trying to tell you how to live, and then you end up hurting one of them and going to jail? It's almost like you have to find, and I found a neighborhood right in the middle of the spectrum, okay, where I'm dealing with hard-working black folks. Got some white folks in this neighborhood. Got a few Asians. Like, there's a spectrum of people, and I love it because don't nobody bother you. Ain't nobody asking you nothing. Nobody's bothering you. But see, when white folks come into these type of communities, they welcome. See, if somebody black would come into that type of community, then guess what? They're going to get dealt with. If somebody Asian come into that community, they're going to get dealt with. If somebody brown come into that type of community, they're going to get dealt with. They're going to get got. Okay? That's just what it is. I don't care. If these people leave and fall off the face of the earth and not bother anybody, who cares? They want to be around people that look like them, man. Ain't just let it go. But see, now, I don't want to hear Officer Tatum because some black folks going to do the same thing. Some radical, black Americans, they're going to do the exact same thing. And what they going to do, they're going to make a blacks-only community. Hell, it was some people talking about that a couple of years ago. They're going to make a blacks-only community. But I don't want to hear people like Candace Owens and Officer Tatum. I don't want to hear them saying, see, this is totally, segregates the country. See, I don't want to hear that because they ain't got no smoke for this, or they saying that black people whining about these people wanting to, live on their own. I'm not whining. Hey, go for it. Go for it. I used to tell my white buddy, he told me straight up, he said, man, we were looking at boxing, man. And he said, man, I'm going for Tyson Fury. Because, Tyson Fury looked like me. I said, oh, that's what's up. He said, man, you don't take that as racist? No, because I'm going for Deontay Wilder. He looked like me. See, I think everybody need to calm down on what is racism and what is not race. Like, everything ain't race. Everything ain't race. Okay? Every single solitary thing ain't race. I mean, sometimes it's just choices, decisions. These people, they're deciding to move away from the rest of the population. So be it. So be it. What you complaining and hollering racism, what's that going to do? What's that? And can you prove any of these people are actually racist? Well, okay. Maybe if they come up, and say, hey, you black, you can't come into the neighborhood. Hey, maybe they are. But at least they recognize who they are. And at least they want to be away from everybody else.